Hey y'all, what's good, what's poppin'? I'm so excited to get into today's video for y'all. We're gonna be doing something I've never done on the channel here before, but I've thought about doing for a while now, and I've just decided that I'm gonna go ahead and make this video today. So I'm cleaning my house out right now, freeing up some space, having my little Marie Kondo moment, and I'm over here cleaning up my makeup, and I'm like, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity for me to film some content. So in today's video, I've decided to just go ahead and gather up every single bronzing product that I can find, and today we're just gonna go ahead and declutter my bronzer collection. So I've gone ahead and thrown everything I could find here in this little Sephora bag, and we're just gonna go through it, and I'm gonna go ahead and do like a little speed dating, just kind of talk about each product real quick and then decide whether I'm gonna keep it or toss it. I actually remember having more bronzing products than this. I do remember at one point I had the Milk Makeup bronzing stick and I couldn't find that, and there were some other products that I know I've had in the past that I couldn't find. I don't know what happened to them, but we still have a pretty hefty collection here that we're gonna go through. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into that. I do wanna say this is different from my normal content, so if y'all do enjoy this video, be sure to go ahead and let me know by leaving a like down below and letting me know in the comments. If you do like this video, enjoy this type of content, I would definitely like to extrapolate this concept to other makeup categories like blushes, complexion products, stuff like that. So be sure to just go ahead and let me know down below by leaving a like and comment, like I said. Before we get into it as well, I do just wanna say thank you to all my new and returning subscribers. Thank y'all so much for sticking around, supporting my content, and helping me to grow my channel. If you are new here and you haven't already, if you enjoy makeup and skincare related content, be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell button as well so that you can get a notification every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, let's get into it. So like I said, I have everything here in this bag next to me. I'm just gonna go ahead and start picking through it, pulling out products. There's no rhyme or reason to the order I'm pulling these products out, so let's just go ahead and start. So the first one is this Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Bronzer. I have mine here in the shade medium. I don't know if I featured this at all on the channel. I've had this for a couple months now. This brand, Makeup by Mario, it was created by Kim Kardashian's makeup artist Mario, oh my gosh, what's his last name? I was gonna say Badescu, but that's a skincare brand, I can't. But anyways, I used to be obsessed with the Kardashians, so when I saw that Kim's makeup artist dropped a brand, I gave it a little peek and I saw that he had these bronzers, so I was like, you know, I'm gonna give it a little try. I'm kind of upset with myself that I don't reach for this more, because this is actually a really good shade, and this bronzer collection, the Soft Sculpt collection, they're supposed to give that sculpting effect while also bronzing, so I really appreciate that about this bronzer. And since this is a powder bronzer, I don't feel icky about holding on to it, just because I feel like powders have a little bit more integrity than creams, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this. Next, you've got this LYS No Limits matte bronzer. This one's in the shade Motivate, which is for light skin. You all know the deal with this. I love this bronzer so much. This has honestly replaced my go-to Fenty bronzer. I used to love her Sunstalker bronzer, but when I need to pick up a new powder bronzer, this is what I'm reaching for. I just love how this finishes, the blendability, and the skincare benefits of it, so I don't really need to go off about it in this video, but definitely keeping this one. Next, we've got this Saie Sun Melt bronzer, and this is in the shade medium bronze. So this is a cream bronzer. Now this one I was using more extensively in the summer. It was a great shade for my skin during the summer when I had a little bit more color, but now that it's winter, it is a little bit too dark for me, so I haven't reached for it as much. I really do love that this is a cream bronzer. I love the blendability of it, but unfortunately, like I said, it just doesn't work for me right now, and being that it is a cream bronzer, they just tend to go bad quickly. This one's already starting to dry out and cake up, so I don't think I'm going to be holding on to this one. For me personally, I think I'm going to toss it because unfortunately I'm just not going to get any utility out of it. Next, we have this Colourpop Soul Body bronzer. This one's in the shade medium dark. So this is another cream bronzer. Again, this is one where the shade's a little bit deeper. I was getting a lot of use out of it during the summer. It's winter, and like I said, I'm a little bit more washed out compared to how I am in the summer. It's just a little bit too deep for me, so I haven't been reaching for it as much. And just like the Saie Sun Melt, this one's also starting to dry out and cake up, unfortunately, being that this is a cream bronzer. And one theme I'm finding with a lot of these cream bronzers, as you can see, they come in these massive packages now, which on one hand makes me feel good. It makes me feel like I'm getting a value for my money, but on the other hand, for a cream bronzer especially, it kind of puts pressure on me to go through the product, and I just don't wear makeup like that. So unfortunately, a lot of these I'm going to end up tossing. But if you are in the market for a cream bronzer, this one's really good. It has really good shade range, it's long wearing, and it's also made for face and body. And like I said, you get a lot of product, and this one's really cheap, so I would definitely recommend checking this one out. Next, we got some more cream bronzers. These are the e.l.f. Putty Bronzers. I actually have 3 shades here. I picked up 3 shades to do a review on the product, and I actually really like these, but unfortunately I was expecting these to be more like a true bronzer. I was expecting them to pull more neutral to warm tone, but a lot of them actually pull more neutral to cool tone, so they end up being more like a contour product. I did find one shade Tan Lines here, which is a little bit more neutral warm, that works for me as a cream bronzer, so I'm gonna keep this one because I really do enjoy this product. I believe it's $6, which is a good price, and what I love about it is you'd still get a decent amount of product, but it's not so much that it's like an overwhelming amount of product for a cream product, you know what I mean? So you're not pressured to go through it. Like I said, I'm gonna keep the shade Tan Lines, but these these other two shades here I'm gonna toss because unfortunately they're just too cool tone for me and they don't work the way I want them to. Next we got this Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer, and this one's in the shade medium. This is another cream bronzer. This is my favorite cream bronzer. This one completely edged out the Fenty Cheeks Out cream bronzer. That one was my go-to for the longest time, but this one is now my go-to. My one caveat about this is the shade range could use a little improvement in my opinion, but I found a shade that works well for me, the shade medium here. It's really great undertone. It's neutral to warm. It gives you a true bronze, but it's also not so warm. It doesn't pull orange or anything like that. And even though it is a cream bronzer, it has amazing blendability over any products you have, so you can lay down powder foundation, you can set your face with powder, and it blends beautifully. It doesn't skip or anything like that. So I really love this product. This really is that girl. I'm definitely keeping it. Another Danessa Myricks product. This is actually more of like a contour product. It is this contour balm, and I have mine in the shade medium 2. Now this is a contour product technically, but I'm throwing it in here with the bronzers because this shade pulls more neutral tone, so it's not completely cool tone. It's not a true contour product in my opinion. For me personally, it gives me that bronze contour 2-in-1, so I'm gonna go ahead and keep this product. Next we've got this Patrick Ta cream contour and powder bronzer duo. I have mine here in the shade She's Sculpted, which is the medium shade. So as you can see here, we've got a compact here, 2 products. We've got a cream contour up here and then a powder bronzer up here. Now the cream contour, it's a really good shade. I really loved using this for contour, but I love the Danessa Myricks contour even more. And for me personally, I hardly ever contour. I tend to prefer to just go for a bronze or a bronzer if anything. So I didn't really get too much use out of the cream contour in here, but the powder bronzer is amazing. I love it. So I am going to keep this just because of the powder bronzer. I don't think I'm going to get any use out of the cream contour, but that's no reason to throw it away. Next we have this Undone Beauty water bronzer. This one is in the shade Blast. So this is like a really sheer watery stick bronzer, and that swatch is kind of giving it too much justice because it's really so sheer. It hardly has any color payoff, which if you're looking for a sheer bronzer or you have a lighter skin tone than me, that might be something you're looking for, but personally it's just way too sheer of a bronzer for me, and it's also just not the highest performing. It's not sweat proof, humidity resistant, any of that, so I really unfortunately didn't get too much use out of this, so I'm going to be tossing it. Another stick bronzer we've got here, this Fenty Match Stix, and this is in the shade Mocha. So this is supposed to be more of like a contour color. It's more neutral tones, so it's like a contour bronzer 2-in-1, and that's how I would use it. I really do enjoy the wear of this product. It's really pigmented, so it has good color payoff. You don't need to use too much product. It has this cream to powder thing going on, so once it sets, it sets. It's not going to budge until you wash it off, but unfortunately I just haven't used it in such a long time. I've had this forever, and being that it is a cream product, it's dried out and cakey now, so I don't think I'm going to get any use out of it. Yeah, and it's starting to smell a little funky, so we're just going to toss that. I got this NARS Laguna mini bronzer. This was my free birthday gift from Sephora. This is actually the bronzer that I'm wearing today. It's a really good shade. I love it. I'm going to use this sample up for what it's worth, but I don't think I'm going to pick up a full size just because I'm kind of in a buying less makeup mentality now. But like I said, definitely going to use this for all it's worth and keep going until I hit pan. Oh, I was talking about these just a minute ago. I got 3 of these Fenty Cheeks Out cream bronzers here. So I have the shades Macchiato and Honey Glaze, and these are like the true bronzer shades. So as you can see, this one's a little lighter. This is like my winter bronzer shade, and then this one's a little darker. This one was my summer bronzing shade. And then I also picked up the shade Amber. This one is a very cool toned contour color. As you can see, it's coming across pretty gray on camera, and honestly that's what I came across on my skin. I really did not use this like I intended to. It just pulled way too gray on me. I feel like if you had a lighter and maybe a more cool toned skin tone, this might work for you, but for me it just wasn't it. So I never really got use out of this. I don't know if y'all could tell when I opened the pan. These ones I was loving and I was getting a little bit more use out of, but they're going on 2-3 years old at this point. I've had these for a while now. I picked them up like right when the panorama started, so they're starting to get a little old. So unfortunately I'm gonna go ahead and let these go. Ooh, another cream. We've got this Tower 28 Bronzino cream bronzer, and this one is in the shade West Coast. Now when I picked this up, they originally only had 2 bronzing shades I believe, and this was the lighter of the 2. They've since expanded the range to include 5 shades, so we love to see it. We love inclusivity. I don't know if y'all could tell, but this bronzer was well loved. I dug in here pretty frequently. It's a sheer bronzer, but it still has decent color payoff, and it has a luminosity to it, but it's not shimmery or glittery or anything like that. So if you're someone with deeper skin tones, you can also use some of the lighter shades as like a golden highlighter if you want to go that route. I'm gonna go ahead and toss this, unfortunately, just because I've had it for over a year now. I do feel like I got pretty good use out of it. I unfortunately am gonna toss it, but I did enjoy this bronzer. Next we've got this Anastasia Beverly Hills cream bronzer, and I have mine here in the shade Golden Tan. So this is a pretty standard cream bronzer. It performs really well. It's pretty similar to the Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer, but it is more expensive, so I don't know that I'm gonna get another one. A big part of the reason why I picked it up honestly was because because it's from Anastasia Beverly Hills. That's kind of like a legacy brand for me. They're one of the first makeup brands I ever really got into. So I did pick this up and try it out. I am impressed with it, but like I said, it is just a pretty standard cream bronzer. It doesn't perform any better than my Danessa Myricks Power Bronzer, and it is more expensive, so I don't know that I'm gonna purchase another one when I run out, but I am gonna hold on to it for the time being and keep using it because it is still relatively new and I do use it pretty frequently. And then my last two bronzers I've got here are these Tarte SEA Breezy Cream Bronzers. So this one in the bigger pan is the shade Grace Bay, and this is for medium skin tones, and then this one in the smaller pan is the shade Seychelles, and this is for lighter skin tones. So these have a pretty similar vibe going on as the Fenty Cheeks Out Cream Bronzer, and they were released around the same time. The main difference between these and the Fenty one, honestly, is just that these ones, being that this is a clean beauty brand, had some skincare benefits, but they had the same vibe going on. They're blendable, water resistant, sweat resistant, blend over top of powders and all that good stuff. I didn't find the shade range too impressive, and I believe they've actually discontinued all but the lightest shade now last time I checked, so disappointed to see that. But just like the Fenty Cheeks Out Cream Bronzers, I've had these for a minute now. They are cream bronzers, so they are starting to get a little dusty, a little cakey, a little old, so I will be letting these go, unfortunately. All right, y'all, well, that was it for today's video. That was my bronzer collection, all the bronzing products that I can manage to scrape together that I'm decluttering today. Just to recap, these are all of the bronzing products that I'm gonna keep. I've consolidated my collection down to just a couple staple products, so I'm really proud of myself for that. But I will go ahead and list all the products that I mentioned down in the description below if you are interested to see all the products that I had in my collection. But that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Like I said, if you did, be sure to go ahead and leave a like down below and let me know down in the comments if you enjoy this type of content. Also, let me know down in the comments if you have any other video suggestions, any other topics you want me to cover. Just go ahead and leave a comment down below letting me know so I can keep those in mind when I'm sitting down and thinking of things to film. Like I said, if you haven't already, be sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button and the bell button as well so I can stay up to date on all my content and get a notification every time I upload a new video. And with that being said, I should be back shortly with new content. Bye.